Zeta Bolea was a soft-spoken truck driver with an easy smile. The sun was shining brightly. The asphalt was shimmering before his eyes when, out of nowhere, a motorcycle flew past his rearview mirror. Before he could even react, a dog ran across the road in despair. Zay braked hard, trying to avoid a tragedy, but the collision was inevitable. The motorcycle skidded, throwing Lucas and Marina to the ground. Zay's heart almost stopped. In seconds, he jumped off the cab and ran to the young people, fearing the worst. Luckily, they were alive, with a few bruises and frightened faces. Meanwhile, the dog, unharmed, disappeared into the woods. Without thinking twice, Zay put the damaged motorcycle in the trunk of the truck, welcomed the young people into the cabin and whistled until he lured the dog back, scared and trembling. With the 3 injured, humans and animal, Zay set a new goal: to take them safely to the nearest hospital, in Linhars. But the task was far from simple. The truck was heavy, the road was full of potholes, and the heat was making the engine work at its limit. In the back seat, Lucas complained of pain in his shoulder, and Marina was trying to stop the bleeding from her knee. The dog, nestled in her lap, was moaning softly, still dazed. On the radio, news of traffic jams ahead made the situation even more complicated. And, as if that weren't enough, the truck's battery lights started flashing threateningly. Zay knew he had to act quickly before they were stranded in the middle of nowhere with no help. As they approached Linhars, they faced the worst: a huge traffic jam caused by emergency roadworks. The hospital was only 5 kilometers away, but it seemed unattainable. Zay looked at the young people and the dog and felt the weight of responsibility. He could wait hours in traffic or try a parallel dirt route which he barely knew, and where the truck could get stuck. The decision had to be made quickly. Deep down, he knew that if he didn't take the risk, Marina's situation could get worse. He took a deep breath, adjusted his cap on his head, and turned onto the dirt road, hoping that the courage that gave his canal its name would also guide him in this bold choice. The road was a real challenge. Mud, holes, and fallen branches tested every inch of Zeta Bolea's skills. The truck shook violently, and at several moments it seemed like they would get stuck. But he didn't give up. He could feel the wheels skidding, the engine roaring with effort, and yet he kept going with his teeth clenched and his eyes fixed on the horizon. Lucas and Marina held on as best they could, encouraging the truck driver not to stop. The dog, with wide eyes, seemed to understand that they were all in a race against time. Every meter gained was a victory. When they finally saw the hospital, a chorus of relief filled the cabin. They had made it. At the hospital, Marina needed stitches on her knee and Lucas received simple bandages. Zay took advantage of the time to improvisely arrange the motorcycle in the trunk, and the dog, now calmer, would not leave his new friend's side. It was at that moment that they decided the dog needed a name worthy of that adventure. Between smiles and jokes, suggestions came up like Moto, Turbo, Piston, and Freno. So they decided to ask for help from the channel's followers. They recorded a video right there, telling everything that had happened, showing the dog, who still had no name, and inviting the audience to participate in the story. Back on the road, the trio stopped at a gas station to rest. They improvised a small camp next to the truck, eating bread with mortadella and laughing at the dog's antics. Life sometimes surprises, thought Zeta Bolea, bringing problems that, in the end, become unforgettable stories. That unexpected adventure taught them that even on the most difficult days, there is room for new beginnings and new bonds. And that, deep down, when the road seems full of dangers, it is precisely there that the best friendships are born. Between a truck, a motorcycle, and a dog,